of the most important movements inside the golf swing is producing a tilt. And you need a tilt, and this is why we can talk quite often for right-handed golfers about the left shoulder moving downward. You'll see on the screens here some examples of golfers, students that were struggling with this type of movement. This is very common, so I'm going to try and mimic what tends to happen. What happens with a lot of golfers is that they assume the backswing position is all about rotating both the upper and the lower and the chest and the pelvis and everything together. And if you do that, what will happen is, one, you'll obviously have a lot of rotation. Okay, the club will be likely to get dragged too far into plane, so you'll have to compensate by keeping your arm more bent to try and keep the club on plane. But what will also happen is that you'll end up sort of with a head move. So you'll end up with a very flat shoulder rotation, a lot of head movement towards the right hand side, and obviously it's just not the right thing to do. So what we can see from the examples with inside the lessons is golfers that focus very much on turning the upper body in a separational capacity first. So what I mean by that is if I put the club across my shoulders and I quite simply just turn my upper body as opposed to turning everything together, you can see the difference that this has. Creates much more tilt, boom, inside that first move. Then you can obviously continue to rotate more through the chest and the pelvis, which will give you a sort of very traditional looking backswing position where you're more tilted. The big benefit to being more tilted is that you won't have to use your arms as much. Okay, so if I was to move my right arm, okay, a little bit of external rotation, an element of external rotation, and I move my right upper arm away from me into this position, and then I rotate around a tilt, you can actually see the way that produces a full backswing. Okay, so if I do it again, this is the sort of correct movement. Boom. Let's say I do it incorrectly, where I turn very flat. Okay, I do the same arm move, and then I turn very flat. See where the arm goes. So you're going to have to sort of lift the club up, which is why most amateur golfers over move the trail arm. They over bend the trail arm, but the reason for that is because you don't understand the sequence. See you soon.